the old world is falling apart. And we are being called to adapt to the new. However, we have been very programmed. We have been so programmed and conditioned, you guys, to be afraid of uncertainty, afraid of unknown, afraid of change. And so give yourself grace if you are struggling right now. Give yourself the grace that you deserve. Because, of course, that change is uncomfortable. With change and evolving, with transitioning comes ups and downs. And let's just recognize the fact that we, as human beings, experience strong emotions. We have to normalize feeling. We have to normalize feeling. Feeling creates awareness. Now, how we deal with the feeling is very important, right? Because we want to be very intentional about how we go after embracing this very powerful aspect of ourselves. Because that aspect of you that feels deeply is connected to your empathy. That then creates a beautiful energy of compassion, right? And so, as we are undergoing this massive, you guys, what's happening to the world, to all of us, is massive. And it is important to come back into our bodies, presence, higher spiritual awareness through mindfulness. It's important to be present for ourselves in our lives, in our homes, right? And I say homes because our body is our home. Yes? It is beautiful that many people wants to be there for others. However, if you are living your life neglecting yourself, your responsibilities, if you are neglecting the things that you know you need to take care of in order to feel firm, right? To feel strong, at peace. Right? This is where we then speak about the feminine and the masculine, right? The feminine, she wants to express herself and be nurturing, and she is caring, and she has this desire for purpose. However, the masculine needs to be around and create this structure. So every time you attend to your physical vessel, into your home, right? Physical home, and get organized and attend to the things then that's when you start to work from a place where you're feeling balanced and not from a place of freaking out or consciously or unconsciously out of balance. I'm just gonna say out of balance because this is it. So it is important right now to be very aware of where we at in our journey. And the journey of a spiritual awakening is not about rejecting our humanness and our human responsibilities. The contrary, it's about growing up into a human being that is conscious and aware of what it takes to manifest a balanced and conscious life. And how can we do that? when we overcome dependency and emotional codependency, and the need to have somebody else to come and save us and rescue us or do things for ourselves. Let's just recognize that part too, right? And now when I'm speaking about these things, it's never from a place of judgment. It's from a place of, I know this work. I got you. I can relate deeply. I understand what is to be cracked open, right? I know struggle. I grew up with a single mother, no father. I know absence of a father figure, right? And also mother, because she was always working. So what I'm trying to tell you, my love, here is that I got you. I understand what's up. I know what is to be living, in survival. Sorry, my nose got itchy. I know what is to be living life feeling so small and scared, like a tiny baby deer. You know what I mean? I understand that. And I know what it is to carry the weight and the responsibilities of life and be a single mother and having to navigate all of the things that life requires. Because in true, life do require for us to show up. Like, if we are here in a human vessel, right, we're participating here. We're participating in creation, in life. And so how are you participating, right? Well, that's something that we need to ask ourselves. There's a lot happening right now. As I am speaking, it's March the 10th. And there's a lot of astrological movements, big changes, big things happening in the above, and it's important to stay aware. To stay aware or to be aware. My apologies. Yes. Because as above, so below. Because we are never, ever separated from divinity, from the above. You can call it the spirit world, universe, right? We are nature. Oh my God, we are nature. Oh my God. We are remembering, right? After being all lost, thinking that we're just always alone and that nothing that we do matters because it doesn't affect anyone. My life is my life and my own reality is my own reality. And so I'm just gonna not do anything and not care about my thoughts, my words, and my actions and how I'm impacting my environment and my loved ones and my, family, people I care for. No. Right? So we're moving from that on like, it doesn't matter what I do with my life because nobody cares and what I do doesn't matter. But in truth, what we do matters. That's just the bigger picture. And that truth is not my truth, it's the truth. And I know that a lot of you know that what we do or not do matters. Right? We are now aware that not making a choice still is making a choice. So we want to come back into a place where we say, all right, I need to do something with this situation. So how is it going to impact my life and the world? Now, it is okay to recognize that sometimes we're feeling disempowered, that we're afraid, that we're going through strong emotions and we don't know what to do, right? It is okay to sit with our humanness, and this is why I am creating awareness and speaking to people. Come back to your body, to your home, and attend to your responsibilities, because things that are piling up within you emotionally, mentally, physically, right? Things that we're not taking care are just there like monsters that are growing each day. The monster is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so is your anxiety and nervousness, right? And so we have to be proactive. We have to learn to connect through meditation, prayer, self-inquiry, right? Presence within our homes, in our lives, right? Asking the people around us, are you good? How are you feeling? How's our relationship going? Let's just have a conversation. This is what's needed, you guys, in order to manifest a life in balance and harmony. It's about collaborations, because life is about relationships. Life is relational. Show me where you don't have a relationship with something. So what is your relationship with life? I always tell people, what is your relationship with life in general, right? Because that's gonna determine then your priorities, your values, that then impact the things you do or not, and how you are doing the things you're doing, or why you are not doing the things that you know you need to do. You know what I mean? This is it. So right now, ask yourself, how do I feel about my first home? How do I truly feel? Not going into the intellect, intellectualizing life, intellectualizing emotions, intellectualizing, convincing myself that life is great and money comes to me, and because what's happening in your unconscious mind is what I need you to go. I need you to go into your unconscious. I need you to go into feeling. What's going on in my stomach? Do I feel some nervousness? Like, what's happening? What's happening when I sit down or I go into meditation? Am I breathing? Or am I always nervous, always feeling like something is going to go wrong? Oh my God, I'm always expecting something is going to happen. I don't want to listen to my phone, to voicemails and texts, like noises make me nervous. I'm always freaking out. I don't want to talk to people. I'm being avoidant, right? Avoidance. That's something to pay attention to when we become avoidant, because we're afraid. I'm afraid to have a confrontation and have a difference with someone. So I'm afraid of communicating. I'm afraid. Why? Because I'm already expecting something is gonna go wrong. Oh my God, I'm gonna be abandoned. It's gonna explode. I don't like it. I don't want it. It's uncomfortable. This is the bigger picture, you guys. This is where we at. Because we're being asked to bring balance and harmony into our lives, right? And so we have to make peace with the fact that as humans, we're different. We experience the same emotions differently. That communication, healthy communication, informing how we give and receive communication. It's so important how we communicate, right? We as humans, we have this tendency to be defensive. And even though there's a degree of, it's normal, right? Like if I comment on like your outfit or something, you're going to say like, why, what's up? Like, what is wrong with it? You know what I mean? That's just normal. However, when we are having an important conversation and someone come and ask an important question, oh my God, are we acting from a place where we feel like, oh my God, they want to attack me, who they think they are, these ego defensive reactions that are in truth coming from places where we feel so insecure. And so that is messing up our communication. So we're being asked to evolve within our lives. We have the big celestials making all of the movements. Why? Because each celestial, each planet, right, is our masters, our gurus, our teachers. Nature is our bigger teacher, a mirror. It's nature, as we are nature. What happens is that humanity, we have forgotten who we truly are. But when you remember, oh my God, yes, well, yeah, I'm the universe within. I am nature. I am never disconnected from the divine. I am never disconnected from creation. I am freaking creation. I am creation. The divine God, the universe, however you want to refer us, created me. They brought me here. I have a purpose. I came here to do all kind of things. And get rid of guilt and shame, because we came here to experience duality and polarity. We came here to mess things up and then to learn to correct things with accountability. Why did the divine source creator, God, the universe, gave us a consciousness? It's just to learn. It is not to live in shame and guilt. It is my fault. It is my fault. No, it is for us to say, oh my God, all right, I did that. I cannot hurt others without hurting myself. I didn't know better, but now I do better. And so I have a choice. I am now making a different choice. I'm choosing differently. And so, that is called accountability. We did not come here to live our lives in shame and guilt. It's time to really evolve and bring grace and spiritual understanding, higher spiritual understanding to our lives, so that we liberate ourselves from feeling that we have no worth, that we have no value because we have done things in life that we do not feel proud of it, right? Have you ever met a perfect human being? Please, if there's one, it needs to be in a museum or something for display. It really needs to be somewhere for display so we can all go and meet the perfect human being. There's no perfect human being. There's only a human being that comes here to learn, to grow, to evolve through what we refer as mistakes, that in true are stepping stones for our human evolution. There's so much power and beauty with understanding that we came here to live life. And to live life, you need to go and live life and do the things. All of the things. However, it's up to us as people, right, as humans, to give it meaning. And now, behind every human being, right, we have a way of perceiving and existing perspectives that are so different. And so we can relate, we can have things in common. But at the end of the day, this is the thing. This is the thing, that we are all different. And so it's important to remember that we have the power to give meaning to things, that we are the ones giving value to things and situations and to ourselves. People struggle with value. With valuing themselves, with valuing or finding value within the things they have to offer to the world. What I have come into notice, and by, talking to people and helping people and people helping me, right? I have come into the realization that we need to shift our perspective and our perception about how we're going, or how we're speaking about value, how we're giving value to ourselves, to things, to life. First, we need to recognize that if we are here, if the creator, the source creator, the architect of all, God, the mother, nature, right, created you, is because you hold value. Even in the things that you have messed up, right? Things that you have done to people you have served as a lesson. So there is value in you showing up and messing things up, right? You needed it to be there to trigger something within the other people or the other person that then holds value. It's up to us if we want to take it or accept it or acknowledge that there is value within everything. However, we as humans, this black and white thinking, black and white, good and bad, dark and evil, all of these things, right? So it does require, right, for us to truly shift our perception and perspective to then wake up a spiritual understanding. Oh my God, right? Zooming out of just the human experience and coming back into oneness and unity and the experience of we are nature. And there's a bigger picture to us being here that is not just about becoming so successful and having lots of money and having the most fit body, right? That's just something, right? That's something else. I'm not judging it as negative. What I'm saying is there is a bigger purpose. And if there's a bigger purpose to existing, and if you are here listening to me, that means that your existence holds value. That everything, like I said, is teaching us and others something. And it's up to us to see it for what it is, or to go into creating the separation, right? And this good and bad that then creates the shame, the guilt. It is okay to recognize that we have not shown up properly and to experience, like I said, right, the strong emotions. And then, we feel shameful and guilty, right? That's our consciousness, though. That's our consciousness speaking to us. You know better. Oh my God, you were reactive, you were impulsive, you were under, maybe some substances, because you've been numbing your pain, or you didn't have the emotional support, the education. You have been feeling that you don't belong. You might have some deeper issues, right? But at the end of the day, you still hold value. There is value within you because you're serving us. You're serving humanity to teach something, not just to us, but to others. This is the bigger picture. The divine is and exists within everything. Everything. Spirit exists within everything. And that's something else that we need to open our minds to understand, to a spiritual understanding. Show me where there's not the energy, the life force, divine God. Where? So it is up to us how we want to perceive life, existence, ourselves, others, the world. Our relationship with existence will impact our relationship with ourselves. Our relationship with ourselves will affect our relationship with others, right? Or your relationship with God, your view, your perspective, your perception will affect the way you relate to God. That then affects how you relate to yourself. If my perspective, my perception, and my view of God comes from a place of fear, guilt, shame, separation, good and bad, good and evil, Satan and God, right? All of that. Guess what are you experiencing within you? It's the same thing, separation. You're existing from a place of separation. Impact your life, your view, your perception, perspective of yourself, that then is going to mess you up in the way you relate to the world and others. And this is why we have a lot of spiritual psychosis out there, because people are still living from separation consciousness. And so here we are looking for reptilians and looking for, the wars and the attacks, and it's all out there. Is them versus me, who I'm the good one and the chosen one and the most important one and the hero and the healer of humanity. This is the bigger picture of what's happening within the spiritual community too. They still are living in separation. They're not understanding that the divine exists within everything, that everything is serving a purpose, that everything holds value, and it is up to us to challenge our beliefs and to go into expanding our consciousness, perspective and perception. Perspective and perception. So, going back to our home, our homes, right? Our body, our temple, and then our casas. Your home, the place you live in. It doesn't matter if it's that you're living in a small room or in a big house or by yourself or with your children or with anyone. We need to come back to our house, to our homes, and we need to ask ourselves, how do I feel about my current situation? Am I showing up accordingly? Where is fear stopping me from moving forward, from taking accountability, from being responsible? What am I being called to do? Am I being called to learn new things? Am I being called to practice more? Am I being called to use my voice? Am I being called to write things down? Am I being called to pay bills? To maybe put myself out there? The divine will provide, right? What happens when you show up in your life? The divine shows up. When you make the choice to show up, the divine life, nature will meet you there. Okay? You got this, right? Now, how do I feel about my body, my temple? What is my relationship with my physical vessel? Why? Because if I'm not honoring my temple where I reside, right? Then I am being ungrateful, and that's just the truth. And I'm not talking about, go pursue fitness from a place of vanity and rejecting your body. No, I'm calling you into loving yourself as you are and meeting yourself where you are with grace and gratitude, because you're here and you're serving a purpose and you're being called to discover more and more and more about you and what you came here to do, because this is what's happening. When we are experiencing a spiritual awakening, we're being called to, hey, get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. The divine is calling you because it wants to reveal secrets to you about who you truly are, just beyond the physical vessel and the human experience. It wants to reveal to you what you came here to do. What are your gifts and your talents? It wants to heal you and love you and show you that there is a better way of living, existing, relating to yourself, others, the world, the universe. It wants to reveal to you through a unique and beautiful mystical experience. However, it requires to cultivate, right? It requires to cultivate the flame of I desire to meet with my Creator within me, not outside of me, within me. It requires for a person to really want to experience their divinity, I have to say. And so when you're experiencing a spiritual awakening, that's it. The divine is saying, come back. It's time. It's time. It's time. I'm here. I'm always here. I have been here, even during those times where you experience a lot of hard things. I've been there always, as your teacher, as the student, as the lover, and also as the one who have hurt you. And this is when we even remove the need to forgive others, because then we recognize that we are the divine. And as divinity, as creation, as we are life existent in creation, we are experiencing ourselves again and again through different experiences, perspectives, perceptions, life situations. We are all one. We are divinity. We are nature. We are creation. It's just, it's a forever, eternal, infinite dance of existing and experiences, the whole value and purpose to creation. So it is time to come back home. And now you don't have to believe everything I'm saying. You don't have to resonate with everything. I know that some things I'm saying and sharing are very challenging, right? I understand because I know what is to be out there where I'm separated and people are talking to me about things, and I was in guilt and shame, and I was so hurt by life experiences that, and I was mad. I was mad. So don't come and tell me that God was there with me, the divine mother was there with me, holding me when I was being abused and things, right? Don't tell me that. However, where I'm at today, after so many years of devoting myself to go inward and meet my divinity and experience my divinity, not just through myself and others, have brought me to a place where I am finally at peace. Because I no longer have to separate myself. And I can see, acknowledge, and honor, right? Have reverence for divinity existing within others. So it's the same life force that moves through them, moves through me. Then we're not separated. And I'm just going to honor the experience. And where there was any feelings of unfairness, I have made the choice to give it and surrender it to the divine. And it's up to divinity to do what it needs to be done to bring balance to the situation or whatever. Maybe not in this life, maybe in another one, maybe in another timeline dimension, maybe with me existing as an elephant or as a tiger or as a rock. I don't know. However, I'm not going to carry that within my heart and within my spirit. I have made the conscious choice to just give it all away and to then continue on my journey where I desire to experience love, unity, oneness. And I want and I desire to meet my divinity within all of you, within me, within nature. That just brings me into peace. It has been beautiful to share with you guys today. May you be blessed on your journey. Till I see you next time. Namaste and blessings. Thank you.